Madden Nation, Gibs here for another exciting edition. It is not your den, it is not my den, but it is the Mad Den, aka the Laser Show, the internet's most passionate show about John Madden, NFL 12 football, 2012. Kicking off with a bang. I'm feeling weird because it's the first time in my life the Red Sox have let me down. What happened last night? Question of the day, did Carl Crawford really drop the ball? I don't comprehend it. I don't get it. The Rays were down 7-0 in the 8th. They're down to their final strike in the bottom of the 9th. The Red Sox had one strike to go in the bottom of the 9th. Yet, the Red Sox lost and the Rays won. I don't get it. It's the first time I've really been disappointed and let down by a team ever. That's what happens when you're from Boston area, growing up, my age, all these titles. I'm really beside myself. I don't know what to say. I don't know how to react. I just kind of go on the flow, listen to sports talk radio all day. And I guess that's that. But I guess on to what today's show's about. If you guys have any advice of what should I do about this loss, I don't know. Let me know. But today's show is going to be about the X Factor D. Part 4 of the 5-part series, 5 Sets for Success on Defense. Again, it's the X Factor formation. Now this formation, it really can be whatever you want. But the idea, when I say X Factor, I'd like to hold on to it. Maybe it's something you save for third and long. You wait for that big game situation. If you rewind and go back to Twim 53 and watch King Jason, I throw a pick in the end zone, single back bunch, and he brought some pretty weird heat that I wasn't used to seeing all game. He saved it. And you're going to hear him say, "That's that X Factor D. That's that X Factor D." So if you understand what that means and where that's coming from, what that's saying is he saved that defense until a big situation in the game, the red zone. I wasn't ready for it. I wasn't prepared for it. He hadn't been bringing pressure all game. And then out of nowhere, he brings pressure that I haven't seen. And it forced an early throw, and it forced a pick, and it won him the ball game. And that's what I mean about an X Factor defense. It doesn't I say unique pressure, something. When I mean unique pressure, I mean something they haven't seen, something that you wait, you throw at them at the end of the game, at the end of a drive, at the end of a half. I mean, you save it. It's just that, it's that bang X Factor. That's what you want it to be. So today that's what we're going to look at. We'll look at the 3-3-5 bear just to explain that. I think the 3-3-5 bear is pretty unique in terms of how the pressure comes. We'll also take a look at we can do the 46 normal, a unique style of pressure. But if we're talking here, what is your X Factor? What do you do on defense that typically? How can you change your defense up so that you are bringing this type of X Factor pressure? Immediately what I think about all the time is we're all creatures of habit, and we all tend to run the same plays over and over again. And I typically run my 46 defense first and second down, and then on third down, I feel confident enough, I'll go to my 5-2, I'll go to my 3-4 over, I'll go to my 1-5-5, I'll go to my 3-3-5 bear. So that's what I'll usually do. So in theory, you can say that all my defense is set up so that I have many different X Factors, right? But at the same time, I think about it, right? My 46 defense, okay, I have run defense from there. In theory, I have run defense from any formation because it's just the cover 2 invert. Then I have a man blitz, a zone blitz from literally every formation that I have, okay? So that's that. And then I have an X Factor. So I like to have an X Factor from each formation. But notice how, every formation I'm putting in has all 5 elements of the 5 Sets for Success. Okay, and tomorrow will be the base play, the base formation, right? And what I mean by base formation gives you the ability to call every coverage defense in the game, which means cover 4, cover 3, cover 2, and cover 2 man under. So a lot of things to think about defensively is just set up a little bit different. I mean, typically you want each audible to be able to have each of those elements from the 5 sets for success. You're not always going to get that, but you can work on it, keep working on it, building on it, and you'll go from there. But let's get the zoomy zoom on, and we'll jump in game here, right here, right now. Oh, what's this matchup? What's this matchup? Oakland Raiders versus my New England Patriots. You know what the best thing about the New England Patriots is? They typically don't let you down. And you know why they don't let you down? Because they have Tom Brady. Because they have Tom Brady. That is why they don't let you down. My prediction this week, they're gonna go 3-1. They're gonna win the ball game, and they're gonna win 42-21. That's right, 42-21. Tom Brady's not joking around. He's not messing around. So let's talk about this this X Factor D. Okay, so now here I just audibled into my 3-3-5, and as you can see, what I like about the way I set my defense up is I audible to it, but I still have guys in position where they can still make plays. No one's out of position. You got Huff, Mitchell, McLean. Outside you have Wembley, who can drop into coverage. Van Dyke. On the D-line, Groves, Moss, and Seymour flex. Let's take a look at what we have from this play. So typically, you know, you see a lot of pressure in, for example, I'll go back to the 46 formation. Typically, you know, how you'll see pressure is you'll see guys move guys around, and typically they remain like in the box area. What I mean by in the box is they stay close to line of scrimmage because you're going to generate quick pressure by leaving guys around the line of scrimmage. I want to try something from Twim last night. I don't know if it's going to work. But it worked last night, and let's see if it does again. Well, it didn't work there. Maybe it works only under center. But what I'm saying right now is when you see defenses get set up online, league play, all things like that, you're going to see guys being moved around and stacked in between the gaps, maybe like right here. But what I mean by this is that they're close to the line of scrimmage, right? They don't really go too far away. So you can kind of tell when pressure's being set up, right? So when I think of a unique defense, I think of a defense that my opponent doesn't really get too scared about pressure because they kind of like look at the field and they're like, oh, well, I don't think pressure can come from here. So what I want to show you today is just a way we can get pressure from this formation and it doesn't look like much is going on. Now, if you saw this, you're going to say, well, I'm not really that afraid. I'm really not that afraid of this formation. But that's where the problem is right there, right? You're not afraid of this formation because at the snap of the ball, it doesn't look like pressure's coming, okay? Because the defense is spread out, but it's that X factor, right? You're trying to bring pressure off the edge. You're making it look like no one's coming. And that's where it comes into the play of as an X factor. So you want to get unique with your pressure. Let me show you something you can do with this formation. Right? So now, right? And no one's afraid of this, right? You're not afraid. If you saw that, if you literally saw this, if you were in a game and you go to the line of scrimmage and you see this, you honestly might even audible to a halfback drop. But if it's 3rd and 15, you aren't afraid, right? You're not afraid of pressure, right? You're not. But that's when problems start happening, when you don't expect it. And this is what I mean by that X factor. It's that unique pressure. It's something that they haven't shown them all game, right? They're just not afraid. They're not afraid, right? The Eminem song. I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid. All right. If you saw this formation, you wouldn't necessarily be afraid of it. Is that right? You're not afraid. You are not afraid, but then when that comes flying through at you, that's when you start to get afraid. So that's what I mean. An X factor defense is something that it doesn't look like it's going to bring much pressure, but in the end, you just tear them out. You rip the sole out and you just bring the ched. You bring the cheddar cheese. You Go up at the A gap like that. I mean, you bring the noise, guys. You bring the cheddar cheese, make it look unique, make it look so that disguise the defense, right? And this is the type of pressure that you find in the lab. You find labbing hard. It's not something that you're just going to stumble upon, okay? You got to get in the lab, start practicing, start working on blitzing. The defense is the most important thing in the game. If you have a stout defense, a defense that can get pressure, you are going to start winning a lot of ball games, guys. You gotta believe in that. You gotta understand that. Okay, it's the most important thing you can learn about any of these shows. Defense wins games. Defense wins championships. Offense is nice, but if you have a great defense, you will win games, and that is why we play with Oakland Raiders in any big game in Madden NFL 12. As always, guys, I hope you enjoyed Twin last night. Game of the week. I will be live streaming later on today. And guys, without further ado, we are changing the Madden community. One snap at a time. Go Pats!